And I got one question for you guys. Now I'm going to hand it back. But we've talked about Cade York a little bit. When you draft a kicker in the 4th round, those are the kicks you draft him to make. And I know he's young. And, Jay, I want to open this up with you because you are the Cade York defender.
I was the big supporter of that decision, and I still am, by the way.
I'm right there with you.
Good.
I'm
glad to hear that.
I'm not saying it's the wrong decision,
right.
But has your unanimous belief in Cade York diminished at all since yesterday?
No, not at all. He made a 58-yarder in week 1. A 58-yarder in week 1.
That would have been good for about 65.
It would have been good from 65.
He hit the net.
58. So, should he hit the 44-yarder yesterday? Yeah, he should have at least hit the net on that. He didn't even get it to get. I mean, it was awful. Mm-hmm. And that didn't help him with the 54 or 53-yarder, whatever it officially was listed at the end of the game, which, by the way, and this doesn't help, it makes it worse, actually. If they would have got another 5 yards, that ball would have been good. But you can't do that. He's 8 of 10. He made his first 8 field goals. I went back and looked yesterday because I remember Justin Tucker not being Justin Tucker that we see today, that doesn't just make every field goal. He literally has made every second half and overtime field goal 72 in a row.
It's the most absurd stat I've ever seen.
And he doesn't just make them, he puts them directly over the crossbar. I mean, if the uprights were this wide, he would make every one of his kicks.
There was a stat yesterday. If the uprights were a half yard apart, he would have made it.
It's unreal.
Foot and a half, dead center.
And I loved it. They were talking about it. Collinsworth and the crew were talking about it. He actually, every kick he takes during the week, his entire unit, snapper, holder, everything, they look at it like it's a game-winning kick. And the reason you do that is because you have to practice yourself being in that situation. Too many times I see kickers who have great jobs kind of slack off in practice. They're throwing the ball into the dirt, get it to come back and catching it with one hand.
Are we doing
They're
that?
spinning it on their finger.
What are they doing that
I don't know. I don't know. But this guy's so good. When he hit this one, he literally just looks at it. He looks at his fans and he's like, thank you. Thank you. The guy is now. Justin Tucker has ruined it for every other kicker that will ever put his foot to a football. Because there is not now, there has never been before him, and I'm going to go out on the line and say there will never be after him a kicker that is that good.
But I will also add to that, the Ravens invest more time, energy, and money into the kicking game than any other team in the league.
They do.
I talked to Phil Dawson about this, and the fact that they have like a kicking coach on staff specifically. It's not just a special teams coach who goes, hey, go make
It's like
kick.
a swing coach in golf.
Absolutely.
It's working specifically on his mechanics and the kick.
And I don't understand why more NFL teams aren't doing this when we talk every week about the number of games that come down to 3 points or less.
And to that point, and this is the reason I started this conversation the way I did, and this is why it ultimately leads me to my answer. Mr. Money, the guy who makes about 95% of his field goals, regardless of how far they're from, missed 18 field goals his first 4 years in the NFL. 18. That's more than 4 misses a year.
That would get him cut from 3/4 of the teams in the league.
He wouldn't make it today. He wouldn't. I mean, if he started that way today, that's why, and Jason, I'll let you give the stat because I was so glad that you said it because I was thinking the exact same thing you were. The Browns have cut bait on kickers in the past. 3 of them that are still kicking in the league for other teams. So perhaps the answer was here, but the pressure that this fan base puts on organizations.
Not just here. It's
not
everywhere.
just here. It is everywhere. And it's because of Justin Tucker. We watched Justin Tucker make every kick. Bullis sat there and said, kicker should never miss. Never, ever, ever, ever.
That's outrageous.
Ever. Of course it's outrageous. Who grades at 100%? Justin Tucker. He's made it so difficult for every other kicker. Our kicker's going to be fine. These are growing pains that every young kicker in the league deals with. Yeah, he kicked at LSU. Yeah, he won a national championship. Yes, he hit big kicks, but it's different. This is a business. He's not going to class on Monday. This is a business. And he's learning how to handle the pressure and the wins at First Energy. He's going to be fine. My hope is he's still kicking for this team 10 years from now. But you better not get antsy and cut him. Because if you do, We're going to watch him for 10 years make big kicks for some other team.
And I don't think that they would do that. I think he's probably feeling a crisis of confidence for the first time in his life.
I agree with that.
He's probably never missed multiple kicks in a game ever. And so he's figuring out adversity and dealing with adversity. And I think the thing that I wrote this morning, Daniel Carlson was drafted by the Vikings, and they traded 2 picks to move up into the 5th round and take him. Kicker out of Auburn, SEC school, had a very successful career
Good
there.
pedigree.
Mike Zimmer's got a short fuse, though, and Carlson missed 3 kicks in one game, cost the Vikings a win. Where'd Kevin Stefanski and Mike Prefer come? Minnesota. They came from Minnesota, both of them. They were there when this happened. Zimmer snapped, cut his kicker the next day. Daniel Carlson's now one of the best kickers in the league for the Las Vegas Raiders. You've got to be patient with a rookie, including rookie kickers. We've said it from when he made the Carolina kick. You said he's going to miss kicks this year.
That will cost
That will cost the team games.
Because he's a kicker, that's what they do.
I don't
That's
think,
happened.
first of all, I don't think we should be talking about cutting a kicker. I think it's a young guy.
But it's happened in the NFL before after games like that.
So have 1,000 other things, right? So we sit here and we have a guy that is learning on the job. The one thing I worry about is when I look for the other things. I see his face.
Sure.
His face has a look on it that is like.
It has.
And yes.
After that.
When
he came out for the long one, I said I don't like his look.
And so when I said this, I said that's why I was talking about those few little yards to the end. Make it easier on him. It don't have to be a 54 yarder. It doesn't have to be a 54 yarder.
Yeah.
Make it a 49.
Get a first down.
Yeah. Just get a little bit more.
Well, they did. They got it from the 45 to the 35.
Yeah.
So they did get it closer. And, yeah, of course, you want to get an extra 4 or 5 yards.
Well,
had they had one more timeout, they probably could.
Well, we wasted a couple plays, right? We got nothing out of the plays.
Yep.
And so you did him a disservice. So you put him at a 54-yarder to win it, right?
He's played 5 NFL games in his life.